Hey again, everybody. Here with some more Dave Matthews Band guitar tutorials. Today we're going to jump into Line Our Graves from the Crash album. And this song's a lot of fun to play. It's one of those that you can play around your friends and stuff, and they're like, "Whoa, man, that's awesome." But it's not too. There's some parts that are hard, but it's not too terribly difficult. And I had some requests to go into a little more detail on some of my videos on a lot of the right hand strumming stuff. So I'll try and get into that. I have a 15-minute time limit on these videos, so sometimes it's hard to go into too much detail, but I'll definitely do that as best I can. Okay, so we're going to start off with just a traditional D chord right here. We're going to be on the 2nd fret G string, 2nd fret high E string with our middle finger. And then we will have our ring finger up here on the 3rd fret B string. And when you strum this, I want you to hit that that open D string. And then we will bring our pinky up here to the 4th fret A string. Forefinger down here to the 2nd fret E string as well. Okay, so it's just two downstrokes on the right hand, okay? All these are going to be downstrokes on the specified string. So then we're going to go with an open D string right here. Forefinger on that same D string. 2nd fret, pinky, 4th fret D string. We'll bring our forefinger down here to the G string 2nd fret. And then right back to where our pinky just was on that 4th fret D string. And you're going to bring this middle finger up here to the 3rd fret on that low E. And right here, by the way, when you play it real time, we'll get a mute right there. When you do that, before we go back into that D chord, I want you to keep that middle finger right here. I want you to put your forefinger here on the A string 2nd fret, pinky finger G string 4th fret. So all that together, I'll play it slower. So when I'm doing that over here, after you hit that, I'm really hitting this the D and the G string down here. All right, so. Alright, and then when they play it, I believe it's on the studio album, I'll have to double check, but I know when they play it live, it's after they've played that through, right before he goes into the beginning of the verse, you're going to go with an E, A, G. Okay? So that E is going to be right here on the A and the D string. And then that A is going to be, typically what I'll do is flatten out my finger across the D, the G, and the B string. You can play it like this too, it's just easier to get. And then back up here to a traditional G. When I step into the light, that's when it starts out right there, okay? Next part's probably going to be the most difficult part of this song. We're going to start off with that same same D shape right here. All right, so you're going to strum that just like you strummed it in the intro. And then you're going to hit an open D, pinky down on the D 4th fret. So open, 4th fret D, and then your forefinger is going to be right down here on the 2nd fret G string, and then back to that D string, and then let off. Okay, and watch that over here on the right hand as well. We'll come down here to an A minor after that. You're going to strum that just like you strum that D. And we're going to hammer on and off of this 2nd fret on the G string. So pull off. So hammer on, pull off. So you're just strumming it once, or you're just plucking it once over here, but you're pulling off down there. We're back to that D string on the 4th fret again, and our forefingers back on the D string on the 2nd fret again as well. And we'll go back to that D. A minor. Hammer on. So we're going to play that. And typically I just leave my forefinger on that D string. That's going to help you out a little bit. So you really don't have to take that off. You don't have to do that. Just leave it. Okay, and so all of these, when you're plucking these strings down here, it's all downstrokes, okay? Except for the strumming on the chords. And then from there, we're going to go into that Boyd Tinsley, transition into the Boyd Tinsley little violin part there. So we're just going to have 2 octave chords here. We're going to be on the A string 5th fret, G string 7th fret, and then we're just going to slide down 2 frets to the 3rd and the 5th. So from the 5th, 7th, we're on 3rd, 5th, and back. So now the strumming here on the right hand. So down, up, down. And there's a little, I muted a little bit in there on that when I'm going down to that switching down. So there's a little bit of a mute. Down, up, down, down, down. Okay, and then that's the transition into the violin fiddle solo. And then we will come down here back to that A minor chord. We've got ring finger and middle finger here on the D, G, and our forefinger right there on that B string. So the strumming on this part's a little different, but then we're going to go into also a B minor chord right here, which is going to be forefinger, 2nd fret, A string, ring finger, 4th fret, D string, pinky finger, 4th fret, G string, middle finger right here on that B string, 3rd fret. Okay, so that all that together. Mute. So those are all going to be down strokes over here, but a little bit of a pause. And so what I'm doing really, when I'm strumming down here, is I'm strumming really those top parts of that, and then hitting the those bottom strings there. Okay. come back to another octave like we were doing just a second ago. We're going to come 2nd fret A string, 4th fret D string, and we're just going to slide up here, just sliding up 1 fret, okay, to the 3rd and the 5th. So all that together. Alright, so downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, up, downstroke, up, then that again, and then we'll go back into the verse. All right, and now we'll move down here. All of these are going to be some of those, I always call them just those traditional standard Dave Matthews chords that he uses all the time. So I want you to really look at my finger placement here and on which chords I use these 2 fingers and which chords I use these 2 fingers, okay? So this is going into that jam. It's just kind of that, kind of the bridge to this song. And we'll be starting off here. We're gonna be on the E string and the G string throughout this entire thing right here, okay? So know that we're on the E string and the G string, and I will explain which frets we're on as we go down, okay? So we're going to start off on the 10th and the 11th. We're going to go down to the 9th and the 9th, and the 7th and 7th, and then we will come down here to the 3rd and the 4th. Then we're going to come back up here again to the 5th and the 6th with our ring finger, pinky finger. So we'll be hitting these 3 times, just down. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. To listen to that, but play along with that with me. Here we'll go on real time. Try to play along with me on that. So I'll add a little bit of an upstroke right there, okay? When you really get into it and it speeds up, you just sit there and strum it. And then it changes up in the middle of that jam. It gets a little bit higher when the music really starts to pick up. We're going to be 12-12. Then we're taking these 2 fingers back to 11-10. We're going to go back to 7-7. We're going to come all the way down here to 2 and 2. And then we'll bring these 2 back up here to 3-4. So I'm going to go through all of that real quick one more time, then I'll have to finish up because we have our time limit. And that is Lie in Our Graves. If I missed anything, let me know. Like I said, I went a little longer on that one because I really want to start, like I said, had a couple of requests, start focusing more on his strumming patterns. Hopefully I helped out a little bit on that. Sometimes that's a little bit hard to explain. Any songs you want to hear, questions, comments, just let me know. Subscribe. Thanks a lot.